Good morning. Welcome to another Wednesday video. I'm Marg from Creative Stamping with Marg. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from St. Albert, Alberta, Canada. Today I was struggling as to what card I was going to demonstrate for you, so I've gone to my catalogs to get some inspiration. I'll explain that when we go down to my desk. A new paper pumpkin to subscribe to, so we'll go down to my desk and I'll show you that. All right. See if I can get you to go down to my desk here. Sorry. Oh boy. All right. Sorry for the squeaking of my camera mount here. Try to get us somewhat straight. There we go. You can see the next paper pumpkin on. There's the flyer for it. It's called Mountain Majesties. This one you need to subscribe before May the 10th. This one says celebrate Father's Day, birthdays, and beyond. So I'm assuming it's more male oriented. I do see some of the, I'm assuming these are the greetings. Happy Father's Day. You are the greatest and best dad ever. Looks like there might be a bird stamp. And it says there's pre-cut vellum and paper pieces. It's going to make 9 cards, 3 each of 3 designs, watercolor card bases, and envelopes. The ink spot this time is Misty Moonlight. So that looks like a really good one if you ever struggle to make cards for the men in your life. Okay, and the add-on dies. This is the one for May's kit, so it's a label. The add-on dies 166238 is the number. They are $16.50. The word hugs went with the April Daisy Daydream kit. No, not Daisy Daydream kit, sorry. Haven't got this one yet. It's called, what was that one called? Inked Occasions. So that's the one that I'm still waiting on. And then May is this one, and June will be these 2 here. All right, so that's the paper pumpkin that's coming up. And like I said, I was struggling as to card to demonstrate for you today, so I decided to go back to my catalogs. Now, I'm sure you've all noticed this is the annual catalog that's still in effect. On page 22, they have a little bit of inspiration. So they've got some card layouts here. And in the mini catalog, this one that's also good for a little bit longer, on page 12, they have some ideas here for card layouts. So if I'm ever stumped, I either flip through the catalog and I look at all their samples, or I go to these pages and I say, any of those appeal to me. So the one that I decided on today, get this one out of the way, I am going to use from the mini catalog. And it is this one. Tip it up here so you can see it a bit closer. This one right here. It has like a banner and a rectangle and a circle. Now, again, I'm just seeking some inspiration, so I don't have to make it exactly the same. This one over here, 2 over, is very similar. A banner, a rectangle, there's a larger circle, and then it looks like they've got a small greeting and maybe a ribbon or twine there. So that was my inspiration. So this is what I came up with. And again, this is just giving me some kind of idea. They don't give you any measurements or anything like that. So I just went ahead and cut some scrap paper and I made myself a banner. There's the measurements of the banner and a rectangle. And I thought, this was the first one that I looked at. I thought that looked pretty good. And then you can put a circle or whatever on there. So I'll lay this here so you can see it a bit better. Those are the 2 pieces that I went with. So that's my template. All right, so I'm going to move that out of the way. So what I've decided to do today is I'm going to use a lemon lime twist base. This one is 4 1/4 by 11, scored at 5 1/2, and it's going to be a top fold standing like this. So that's the card base. I cut a banner. Now, I will explain. Everything except the card stock that I'm using today is on the retired list. Sorry, I just have a little gem wandering around on my table here. I'm trying to stick it back on. So I am using Bright and Beautiful paper, the 6x6 paper. There it is there, one of the pieces. And it is on the retiring list. So I did check to see that it was still there. And as of this morning it was. This is lemon lime twist on the back, and then it has all these great colors on here. So I'm using this piece, and I cut my banner out of that piece. So I'm going to use my banner. Now I am going to use this second diagram, a rough inspiration of that. So I'm going to have my banner going down like this. I cut a piece of white cardstock. So this would be the 3 by 3.5. And I put it through an embossing folder. And the embossing folder is the distressed tile, which is also on the last chance list. So there's that. And I didn't want to put a circle and cover this all up. So instead, I cut out of the same paper. I use this side. I cut with my dies from the Thoughtful Wishes, this die right here. This is also on the last chance list, the dies and the stamp set. Thoughtful Wishes are still on the last chance list. So I cut it out of the designer series paper, and I thought I'll put that there. And then I had a little, thought I'd just put a small word like they did. And I'm using the word from Something Fancy, or the die from Something Fancy Dies. They are on the last chance list, but Something Fancy stamp set is gone. So I am just using the word thanks from Thoughtful Wishes stamps, because it was just a nice little word. And I used this die to cut it out, and I changed the length of it. I shortened it a little bit, but that die works really good for the single words, small words. So I thought that looked okay, but I just wasn't enough for me. So I decided to cut a piece of Blueberry Bushel, which is one of the colors here, and I made it just a little larger. So this white piece was 3 by 3.5. So this Blueberry Bushel piece is 3 1/8 by 3 3 3/4. And so it just added another color, but I thought it sort of brought it all, made it pop a little bit better. So it's going to look like that when we get it put together. So again, I've interpreted this sketch in a different way than they actually had it done, but I think that's okay. So it just gave me some inspiration, and I wanted to use some of these last chance products just to show you that they're still here, and you know, to go ahead if you don't have them and you wanted them. These dies are just great. They have a lot of different labels, and then you can cut the openings differently to make them like a tag, and they nest together, which I really liked. So those are really good. I'll be keeping those in my stash of things. So putting this together, again, I just made these templates. They don't have to be this size. Maybe this is a bit wider than theirs or a bit shorter, but I just kind of eyeballed it, and I liked the way it looked. So that's how I put that together. So, and I will show you a sample of a different card that I made out of retired product. So I'm going to glue my banner piece right down onto my card, and I think I will center it, I think. Just eyeballing it. It doesn't have to be perfect, of course. Okay, like that. And I will glue these two, oops, got some glue on my silicone mat. I will glue these two pieces right together. So this is the distressed tile, embossed piece of basic white. And again, it's just giving us that little border all the way around, just to make this pop a little bit. I thought it got kind of lost when I put it on top here, and I like the way that looks now. Okay, and we can glue that flat down. I'm not putting, I think I'll just put my greeting up on dimensionals. I don't think I'll put this up on. dimensionals. I'm just going to glue it flat down. This is a nice, quick, easy card. And like I say, it just gave me some inspiration when I was sort of seeking some and I couldn't think of anything to make today. Often I do fun folds to show you, but this just was something different. And sometimes you just don't have any ideas or thoughts. So I think that this works out really good. And it's really, the catalog is a great resource. So I'm going to pop this up on dimensionals. And I brought minis out here because I thought maybe minis would be better. Don't know that it has to be minis, but we'll do it this way. And then I brought some gems, which are also on the last chance list. These are the Tinsel Gems 4-pack, and they came with Pretty Peacock, Blueberry Bushel, Berry Burst, and Lemon Lime Twist. So they've got 2 of our colors on here, so I thought that was good. Now for this delicate die cut, you can see the designer paper on the back. I'm just going to kind of go down the center and just put a few little dots in strategic places here. And it doesn't have to be completely stuck down. I kind of like that it's going to have a little bit of freedom. I think that looks great. So we'll do that. And I think I had it this way, didn't I? Just wanted to lay it kind of on top of this like that. Like I say, it's not all going to be stuck down, and that's okay. Take the backs off your greeting. And flip ours over. Now you can see that I did stamp on one end here, and I did that on purpose because I thought maybe I'll put it right about there. I'm going to make sure this is straight because, oh, sorry, there's glue on my silicone mat and it keeps sticking to my card. Just want to make sure that this is straight. I think that looks good. Okay, and then I thought we would put on a gem or two, and the sample had a bow or twine or something here. I don't have anything the right color, so I thought, no, I'm not going to do that. And I think these lemon lime twists are going to get lost, so I'm going to use the blueberry bushel gems. And when I did lose one here too on my desk, there was a gem. It's probably stuck to me now. There was a gem floating around on my desk here. All right, I'm going to do 2 small ones here. Maybe one there and one at the bottom. Just like that. Okay, so there's our outside of our card. I think that turned out great. Using an idea from the catalogs and just giving me a kickstart as to where to go with a card. So for the inside, I've cut a piece of basic white 2 3/4 by 4 1/4, and I cut a piece of the designer series paper and I bannered the end, and I thought I would just put it on the side here like that, or it could go along the bottom like that. It just makes it go with your design. I kind of liked it. Maybe I'll put it on this side. So I'm just going to put a little bit of glue on it. And that's also a good way to use up another little scrap of the designer series paper. Just going to put it right here. Just like that. And I'm not stamping the inside. This is a thank you card, so I often just write a quick little message to whoever it's going to. So I'm going to line that up with the top of this like that. So there's our inside done, outside done, and used a lot of the Last Chance products on here. So that gives you a good idea of some of the things that are still on the Last Chance list that you can still get a hold of. Some of the things are discounted and some are not. All right, I'm going to show you a card that I made out of retired product. And I went pretty close to this sketch. So So this one, same banner size, same white piece size, but I've done the card the other way. It opens this way. And I used, you might recognize the paper with the birds. So I used my circle here. It's much bigger circle than what they used. And I also, again, put another color. I used Lost Lagoon behind here because when I laid the white on the white card, it just got lost. So I added an extra piece. So there it is again, different interpretation of it, but sparked me to make a couple of different cards. So I hope that's helpful. And your catalog, like I say, is a great resource. And if you go back, you'll see it on the bottom of even the Christmas mini catalog had some ideas. So make sure you go to your catalog and have a good look at it. All right, I hope everybody enjoyed that. There is some Stampin' Up! News that started on Tuesday. Our new rewards program has begun. So for every order that you place now over $25, you get 10% back on your, as a reward. So, and it can be used on future purchases and they accumulate. So you will see that you have kind of a bank of rewards that can be used. So you can save them up and use them on future orders when you get enough, or spend them every time you make an order. So I'm sure you'll all see that on your emails, and when you go to order, you'll see the rewards coming up. So it's no longer after $200 that you get your 10% back. It's on every order over 25. So it's just a whole new thing. It's something to get used to. I haven't made an order yet, placed an order yet with the new reward system, so I haven't seen it in action, but I will soon enough. All right, I have catalogs coming. If anybody's interested in the new catalog, which will start May 6th, I think it is. I don't have one to show you. Oh, May 5th. I don't have one to show you yet, but I have them coming. If anybody's interested and you would like one, please contact me. You can email me, mrgorn@shaw.ca, or you can go to my website, my Stampin' Up! Website, margaretgorn.stampinup.net, and contact me through that. All right, I hope everybody has a great week. Remember, these dimensions will be underneath the video, and I thank everybody for contacting me if I've made a mistake. Somebody contacted me about a previous video that I did, and I had a measurement that was wrong, so I've corrected that. So I do appreciate all your comments. Thanks a lot. Have a great week.